Hi, welcome to another episode of Out of It. I'm your host, Wendy, and this is going to be a real quick episode. Hopefully, I will help both of us get a little dopamine hit. I'm recording on the pull-out couch in the guest room slash studio slash playroom, and I'm kind of whispering because it's right next to my daughter's bedroom, and I'm watching her on the monitor. She's awake. It's pretty late in the day. I overslept. This is not like my new gimmick. I slept on this pull-out bed because last night, and I've become so much more of a bitch since becoming a mom and a wife. Those two things combined. It's surprising. I don't recommend it. It's very uncomfortable to be a bitch, but it's just kind of happening, and I gotta find a way to calm it down. But also, tell me if I'm way off base here. Last night, my husband and I are putting our daughter to bed. And normally I put her to sleep and he does the dishes and then we both go to sleep. And last night we went in her room and he fell asleep and he's like, well, I'm just going to sleep here in her room. It's like a big floor bed thing, which is fine. I'm like, okay, we're not going to tag team to the kitchen together. And I just was so fucking tired, and he just went to sleep like in his jeans on the floor, and I was livid. I walked out. I'm fucking blown out tired. I wake up around. Well, I wake up usually around 2:30 or 3 in the morning with the animals, and then I try to wake up around 5:30 or 6 to do anything. Here comes my cat. Please, thank you. To do anything by myself. Or even this, even though this is silly, whatever you want to do, or whatever you need to do or want to do or like to do that helps you feel a little bit more like yourself, the tiniest bit of autonomy or power that you have over your life. Because once you're a full-time mom, especially if you're stay-at-home, a lot of that goes away. I just don't feel like an individual person a lot of times because you're doing everything in service of other people and of the house. And I know people say, and this is very kind of trad wife basic bitch shit to say, but a lot of people would say, well, if the husband's going out and making all the money, he does that too. And it's like, well, actually no, because going to a job, no matter how much you hate it, is still something that feeds your ego. I'm sure I've talked about this before. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but you know what? This is what happens. You're stuck in a house all day. You don't have anyone to talk to. You have no grown-ups to talk to. And so you're just kind of repeating yourself. And with a kid, you repeat yourself all day. That's how they learn. And so I'm probably getting dumber, and this is very annoying, but I'll kind of wrap this up. We all know this. So I wake up very early and my sleep is disrupted in general, just because of all the mom brain stuff, the amygdala cracking open. I don't know that much about science things. I know just enough to say like, well, hey, it's hard for me, and that's really all I know. So Google it. All that is to say, I'm very fucking tired at the end of the night, and the only time I get to really like sit and relax is here with you on the pod. And if I wake up around 5:30 in the morning, which is a crazy thing to wake up like blown out tired, and be like, oh, all right, let's hurry up and relax before we start the day. It's insane. That's what people do when they are on drugs or having a psychotic break. But that's what moms do every day. And then people are like, wow, why are you acting like such a bitch? Why are you on edge? And it's like, because my life is designed in a way that it's making me go crazy from the outside in. That's why. Which brings me back to this. Why am I recording on this pull-out couch? I slept in here last night when my husband fell asleep in the baby's room. I went out to the kitchen. I just fully yelled. I went in the kitchen and I was like, motherfucking fuck this, middle fingers up to the back of the room. And I was like, but not the baby, but direct. It was fucking insane. Insane. Irrational. Over the top. And then I got everything clean. Well, then I got myself so worked up that I couldn't sleep. It only took like 20 minutes, but I was so worked up. My heart rate, it was like up, like as if I were running. It was up in like the 130s, 140s, which is crazy. It's just irrational. And then I went back in and I was like, are you gonna want coffee? What time are you gonna wake up? And it's like impulse control. And so I understand what my toddler's going through because I also have terrible impulse control. So that makes me, I feel like a better parent. because I can empathize and sympathize with her when she's lashing out or biting. God, I feel so bad for my husband. Anyway, I tried to apologize this morning. I mean, I didn't try, I did, but he was just kind of like, understandably, like, I'm not talking to you or looking at you. And so last night when I finally went to bed, I thought if he wakes up in the night and goes back into our bed, I'm such a light sleeper anyway, which is another new feature of motherhood. Any little sound, I wake up because you're like, what is that? And then if there's silence, you're like, oh, why is it so quiet? So either way, you're kind of up every 90 minutes, which is another facet of mental illness. And just showing up in everyday moms. And then, we try to act like we're cool, keeping it together. And we're not. Anyway, so I pulled out the guest room couch last night because I thought if he walks in and wakes me up, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. And so I slept in here last night. And is it petty? Yes, it is petty. But at this point, pettiness is one of the few things that I have. So I'm going to hold on to it with a death grip. And let's see. Sorry, I'm checking my kid on the monitor. This is, and I know this seems silly. It seems silly to be like, well, so stop recording this, so stop making the show, so stop recording the podcast. It's like, oh, and I am going to stop in a couple minutes because we got to get ready for swim. But I just wanted to pop in and let you know that if you're having a rough time and you're acting like a fucking psycho, it's normal because I'm doing it. And also, like, just give yourself a break. That's what I got to do this morning. I'm having a really hard time because I am feeling so ashamed for how I acted last night. And I have to give myself the grace that I give my daughter every day, because like when she acts out, she's not trying to be mean. It's just a lot of stuff going on. She's almost 2, so like your brain is still growing. And I need to give myself that same grace. No matter what happens in my relationships. If my husband wants to talk to me today, if he doesn't, whatever it is, like, and I fully understand if he's like, you're a psycho. But like, we got to give ourselves a little bit of a break and let ourselves be a little bit of a psycho, and then also try to move on, because that's not only something that we want to give to our kids as we're with them every day, because if we're not extending that grace, you will go crazy and just be screaming all day. But also, I have to remind myself, like, my daughter's a lot like me, her personality, and I want her to not feel the shame that I felt and still do feel with the way that I act a lot of times. And so I'm like, in real time, I didn't expect this to happen. Sorry. Just trying to almost maybe like mother myself. This is so cheesy. Mother my own inner child right now. So all this stuff happens, especially when you become a parent, and if your kid is like you, like, and my daughter's a lot like me, and she's so awesome. And I gotta be kind to myself, because subconsciously, I don't want to let me form the sentence. I don't want to subconsciously. I'm also like waking up and doing Duolingo, and I'm trying to learn 3 different languages right now. So I'm not like, oh, I'm so fluent in Danish that I'm messing up my own English. That's not what I'm saying. But my brain is fully scrambled is what I'm saying. And I don't want to subconsciously punish her or guilt her or whatever I do to myself in moments and times like this. I don't want to do that to her. I don't want to project any negative feelings I have towards myself or about myself. I don't want to project those onto her. Does that make sense? Did those words in that order make sense? So out of it. Title the podcast. Ding ding. I'll get like a bell to put in every time I say it, because I feel like I say that all the time. Anyway, so I'm doing that for myself today, extending myself a little bit of grace, and just because I want to pass that on to my little kid. So maybe that'll be the thing that we work on today. And for this week, let's extend a little bit of grace to ourselves. And you, if you're listening so you don't have a kid, I'm sure you're fucked up in all your own special ways. Extend grace to yourself. That's a great thing to do. Do it to ourselves first. And then, that whole airplane thing, put your mask on and then your babies. But for real, though, it's true. Like in every facet. We got to work on ourselves, and then we can help other people. All right, speaking of helping other people, I'm going to go get my kiddo up and get the day rolling here. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. Give yourself a big ol' hug from you and from me. All right, talk to you soon.